What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another great episode of the Windy City Rundown. Little from different setup for me today, as my computer somehow, some way decided to reset before the show started, and which is why I'm 35 minutes late to start the show. But nonetheless, all good. You guys already know what the deal is. Follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook and on YouTube, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button on our YouTube page, and also like and share on our Facebook page too as well. Make sure you guys follow us there. Hit the little like. We have the poll question of the day, which we're going to start off with today too. The Chicago Bulls finally hired their new basketball operations. Bryson Graham, like I said, is a new basketball operation. By the way, Jose should be joining us very, very soon too as well. So yeah, different concept. So, but yes. The Chicago Bulls have now got Bryson Graham as their new basketball ops. And the question of the day is like, are you guys feeling optimistic? Right? Are you guys feeling optimistic about the Chicago Bulls and this hiring? Um, the question is, are you optimistic with the Bulls in the new direction? Yes, bring the Bulls back. No, I need them to care first. As always, put number one or number two on the chat on our Facebook or YouTube page, wherever you're watching us. Answer your question. Yes, bring the Bulls back. No, I need them to care first before you become optimistic on the new direction of the Chicago Bulls. Now, look, this hire for the Chicago Bulls of Bryson Graham just came out of nowhere. He spent 15 years in New Orleans and I think a year or two with Atlanta before getting the job with the Chicago Bulls. And guys, let me tell you, when I was busy watching the Arsenal game when this news came out, so I really didn't know what the hell happened until probably hours later after I was too busy celebrating, having a good time, and watching my soccer team go to the Champions League final for the first time in 20 years. That's just besides the point on why. But I was very late to this party on what the the Chicago Bulls did in hiring Bryson Graham as their new basketball ops. Um, yeah, out of nowhere, I think somebody I want to say there's I guess it's a good thing that we get somebody that we don't know other than somebody that we did know or somebody that's well known. But also I guess that's probably the only positive side I could look at it. The downside of it is just, is he going to be another yes man? Is he really going to do what he thinks he's supposed to be doing for the Chicago Bulls and helping us build for the future? And that is where that's where I stand, because I honestly I don't know, and I'm about to post my answer on the chat. Hopefully, you guys can post it too as well. Um, how I generally feel, and also the link is also in the comment section too as well, guys. If you guys want to join, posting that up right now. Like, again, I'm doing this all on my phone because my computer decided to do like a whole entire reset on this. I decided to do a whole entire reset right before the show starts, which is why I'm late. Jose should be joining me soon, but regardless of the fact, I will try to do my best to do it all on my phone. But yes, I personally do not like, nor do I understand the hire. I'd rather have somebody that's been here, that's done the grinding, for a period amount of time, just for a good time, and knowing how to build a team from the start. Um, but finally, but getting somebody that none of us knew or I know personally, like, it just, I didn't find that. I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I don't know if the Chicago Bulls really got me uh, in a such a bad place of watching NBA basketball simply because they sucked out all the fun. Right now, I think I'm just in that no. I need them to care first, but I also need them to do the right thing too, and just and building this franchise. See what they do with the million picks. Again, so many things could have happened, right? This move could have been done somewhere throughout the season, anywhere throughout the whole entire season before even doing these picks. This rebuild was supposed to be done 5 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever. But the multiple first round draft picks had to come out with the Zach LaVine, who I didn't rate, period. But you could have still got. I mean, the NBA gives out first round draft picks like they give out candy for Halloween. It's nothing. Um, but no first round draft picks from Vucevic, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Alex Caruso, who Oklahoma had literally 20,000 first round draft picks for the next 5 years. Kobe White, Io DeSumo, like good GMs find ways to get first round draft picks, whether if they're really high in the draft or somehow in the middle, they still find ways to get first round draft picks. But the Chicago Bulls decided to do this with the previous regime, and we have second round draft picks for the next I don't know how many years we got them, and we won't really see those second round picks until 3 more years when they come to the abundance that core amount. So to me, this is just a okay. Already the new guy Bryson Graham is already coming in at a disadvantage for the Chicago Bulls. How can you get out of it is probably the only fun or the only process, the only good process, or the only interesting process, should I say, into where how he's going to build the Chicago Bulls with these multiple second round draft picks. They say that he has a great scouting eye for talent. We'll see. I mean, so the two teams that I only seen that he's been a part are the New Orleans Pelicans and the Atlanta Hawks. And quite frankly, even though he was only been a year for the Hawks, but quite frankly, two organizations that really haven't been that well. I mean, yes, they got Anthony Davis and Zion Williamson in between there, but they were really, really bad teams at that point. So how much do I really trust in that process of him really being a great scout? They say he started from the bottom all the way up and rose his way to the top. So I mean, at least he's a grinder. So I can respect that part and that aspect of his way to go. But also, it's just I don't know. I have so much negativity for the Chicago Bears and what I think of how I feel about them to where I feel like I don't even know if this is a good hire a good hire or not. And that's the killer part, man. Like I would love to have the Chicago Bulls as that I know that they're gonna do a good job. I want to know the Chicago Bulls have somewhat of a plan. But the way that they position themselves right now in today's NBA and just with the previous regime, I don't know how much confidence I have that this guy can actually do a good job. So let us know what you think in the comment section here on Windy City Rundown on Facebook and on YouTube, guys. As always, follow us on all our social media platforms. Like and share our shows on your Facebook page and like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. So please be on the look. Please help us out here. Trying to reach a certain amount of goals here. And then also answers the question for today. Are you optimistic with the Bulls' new direction, hiring Bryson Graham here as the new basketball of operations? My answer is no. I need them to care first. And I think that's a valid answer for me. But if you feel very optimistic about it, let me know about it too. And answer number one. So number one for yes, bring the Bulls back. Number two, no, I need them to care first. But yeah, man, this is where I'm at with the Chicago Bulls. And tell you, Jose is in the show. What's up, man? How are you today?
Yo, yo.
What's up, man? You like my new setup right now?
Yeah, I'm like, what the heck going on here?
Yeah, bro. My the computer decided to restart and it's been on 7% for the last 20 minutes. So I had to do something on the quick. So I'm using my phone.
Nice.
Yeah. But Jose, I was telling everybody on the show today, man, that the Chicago Bulls hired Bryson Graham as their new basketball operations man. Just tell us how you feel about this hire. Like, where are you at? Are you optimistic about the Chicago Bulls, or that he's bringing the Bulls back? Or first, no, you need them to care first.
Um, for me, I guess, I guess I need him to care. If I have to choose between these two, I mean, look, I'm excited. Yes, I want the Bulls to be back. Bring them back, please. I want them to be back. But how can you have that excitement when you really haven't had that in forever? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it hasn't been there. It hasn't been there at all. It sucks. It's like Like you're it's wishful thinking almost, right? Like you almost have to see the progress in order for you to even believe in it. Um, Obviously, having faith in something is seeing it before it happens, right?
Yeah.
Or not seeing it before it happens, but like believing in it before it happens. So like I would like to have faith in the team, but they kind of show me that it's hard to, you know what I mean? So if I had to choose, it'd be like, no, I need them to care first. And the only way I'm able to see that is if this guy, Graham, has all the tools he needs, all the resources he needs, the money, like full support from the organization. And then he has to hit on some draft picks, man. He has to hit on some draft picks. He has to win some off seasons, and that means bringing in talent that's going to help. But you have to have a clear direction. So the beautiful part is we're starting from ground zero. We need to find a GM. We need to find a head coach, and then there's nobody on this team that's untouchable. We're below
Facts.
rebuilding. We literally blew this thing up. Like it's just rebuilding the foundation. Um, so let's hope and pray that we get a really good pick in the draft, that we get a good position, and then from there, we find talent. So yeah, man, that's basically it. Look, listening to the guy on the radio, looking at his lovely family, looks like a really cool guy. Looks like somebody I would definitely want to root for. Seems like a really, really good guy. I'm hoping for all the success. I'm hoping for all the success in the world. I'm hoping he does his job. He does well, because that only means that our organization is going to be a good one, and we'll be happy as fans. So I'm rooting for him, man. I'm rooting for him. I'm not gonna crucify this guy. I'm not gonna judge him. I'm not gonna do anything until it's warranted.
Well,
And
I
as
mean, it's
fans, that's what we do.
man, but it's also going to be hard to judge anyways, or hard to judge his work process simply because of the position he's in. He's not in a very well position, not in a great position. He's not in a position to succeed because of the previous regime, right? He's not going to have those second round draft picks that we traded everybody for until the next 2 years, bro. So at least the one thing that you said that I'm with you. It's from ground zero, or it feels like it's from ground zero, right? It feels like there's hope and optimism on that part that he could bring us from the ground up, right? But also at the same time, it's just kind of like as much as I want to be optimistic and as much as I really want to like care it, I need them to show. I need them to show me that they care, not with the talent, not with the scouting, not with drafting, not with. I need them to show like, hey, you know what? We're gonna get this free agent. He's gonna take us. He's gonna take us from being finished building this process in 5 years to 3 years. Right. That's what I need. I need them to go all out, swinging as much as they can. Yes, drafting talent is key. Drafting talent is what you need for. You need homegrown talent, but also that homegrown talent actually needs some experience in the NBA, especially in this NBA, on a player that can take them to the next, or can raise his level to the next, or raise his game to the next level and build upon that. And right now, I don't trust the owners. I don't trust the Reinsdorf. I don't know if this guy even going to be a yes man or he's going to do his own thing. Like that's the unknown about this whole entire thing, Jose. To where I want to give this guy so much opportunity. I want to give this guy so much rope, but I don't know if I will be there if I don't see the care and the trust from the Bulls organization
Well,
first.
yeah, the same thing. Like we don't know anything yet, right? The most we can do right now is root for this guy, root for this young man to come
Yeah.
in and to do everything the right way.
Yeah.
I'm with you, right? I feel like maybe in his head he's like, no, like I'm gonna do things the way I want to do things. But then when it comes down to it, and his bosses are on his, breathing down his neck saying, no, 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 we can't do this. Maybe then it's different, right? Who knows? We're gonna find out. I think I
100%.
think at the very least, the Reinsdorfs are in a way smart enough to realize what they've been doing before hasn't been working.
But
You
are
know what I
they
mean?
though?
We'll find out. I'm hoping so. This seems like it's all Michael now. You don't see Jerry at all, which is good.
Mm.
So let's hope that Michael's the one in charge. Let's hope. From one thing that was a little bit encouraging today, uh, you know, rewatching the press conference. I think it was yesterday when it
It
happened.
was yesterday. Yeah.
But they were playing some snippets today um, on the radio. So the stuff that I did hear that was a little bit encouraging was when they asked Michael Reinsdorf, about going into luxury tax, and he said, "You know what? If we have a championship contending team, yes, I would do that." I was like, I'm not gonna do that if I'm not gonna do that if we don't have a team that's ready to compete, which is valid. Nobody wants to be in the luxury tax. No team wants to be in luxury tax unless they're there in all win now mode, which is encouraging because that's we don't hear stuff like that from the Rhine stores. So the fact that he's willing to at least openly say, yes, if we have a team that's ready to compete and we need that extra piece that gets us, that'll put us in the luxury checks, I'm willing to do it. That's basically what I took from that conversation, from that quote, and that made me feel good because that's what we need.
Yeah,
If
man.
we
But
have,
how long is
if
that
we have
gonna
a right
take
now,
though?
huh?
I said, how long is that gonna take though? Like,
Eric, what do you, Eric? Let's be realistic here. We are at ground zero. It, it's okay to have like I guess a timeline, a time frame, right? But you and I both know this takes time. It's not like we have a Giannis or a Luca, and all we gotta do is build around them. Like you have nobody. You need to find your superstar and then find a second superstar because nowadays in the NBA you need two or at least like a good. Eric, this is going to take years. If you think this is going to be an overnight thing, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. This to me, I'm looking at a 3 to 5 year rebuild. This is not going to be anytime soon. Now, maybe in the NBA it's a little bit quicker,
it is
maybe two
quicker.
years, right? But I'm giving them 5 years max. This cannot be something because the last thing you want is what AK did and put together a string of B players and like DeRozan and Levine and Vooch and hopefully that works. We don't want that. We need to build from the ground up, and that's going to take the draft. And you've seen it. We have nothing but second rounders. We have, I think, 2 first rounders this year. This year we have 2 first rounders, and then the next couple of years it's going to be a bunch of seconds. And thank God for the Portland Trailblazers making it to the playoffs. That's the only reason why we have 2 first round picks this year.
This year, yeah.
So shout out to them. So we have 2 first round
Thanks,
picks this
Portland.
year, and you know what I mean? Like that right there is already a success. That's a win right there for these
Yeah,
new guys to come in and if they get hit on this draft, then it'll be a lot quicker than we thought.
right.
It could be as quick as 3 years, or it could be as long as 5. As long as they do it right, I don't care how long it takes. Just do it right.
Or maybe not. Maybe not. How long is that going to take? Should have been the question. Is like, where was this ambition, or where was this years ago when they were in that midst of competing? You know what I mean? That's what
Right?
that's what I meant to say. Not how long is it going to take, but where was this? Where was this a long time ago? Where was this 4 years ago? Where was this 5 years ago? Where was this? Where was that ambition? Where was that quote that he says, "I'll put it in the luxury tax if needed"? Like it was needed then. The Bulls were the best, was the number one seed in the NBA East in the Eastern Conference before that Lonzo Ball got hurt and went down. Right, like that's the thing. Like where was that comment? Where was that ambition at that point? You know, when they were
We
on there
probably
competing.
had it. We gotta that was
Really?
still Jerry though. That was still. I feel like I'm not making an excuse for this team. I'm not. This team is on my shit list. It's been on my shit list. I'm really not trying to make an excuse for them. I don't have an answer for you. I don't. What I can't say about this time around that's different from last time is that we're seeing more Michael than we are Jerry. We're hearing more Michael, so that believes to tell me that he is the one in charge. So let's hope he does business differently, right?
Like Jose, he's also been
It,
in
it,
charge in the last like
it
10 years, though, bro.
it's
Like,
not a coincidence. Once, God rest her soul, Virginia died, that the Bears, started to find a little bit of success. And I'm not saying she was bad. Like I'm saying, I think
sacrifice yourself. Is that what you're
no,
going
no, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that whatever barrier or
with?
whatever thing was holding, what's her son's name? Damn, the order.
George.
George. Yeah, whatever was holding George back is gone, right? That's kind of harsh to say, but I do kind of feel like, hey, you know what? Things were probably done a little bit differently, and you could see it. There has been a lot more different. There's been a lot more different. So I think this time around with Jerry now kind of out of the way a little bit, you hear more in the White Sox. Cool, stay over there. But for the Bulls, like it's all Michael. Maybe he's finally getting the reins. Like, you know what? This is all me. This is what I plan on doing. I'm not saying he's going to be the best. I still think he's going to be annoying as hell, right? Like all owners, right? There's going to be some kind of cheapness to him. But as long as this guy does his job, building his organization, getting a good head coach, I think we'll be fine as long as they do the right thing. Gary, I'm 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 their biggest critic. I've been
You and
boycotting
I,
them forever. I have been
you and I.
you and I, but we've been boycotting. We hate this team right now.
I hate this organization. Hate's a very strong. I don't even like to use the word hate. I strongly dislike this organization, like super, like to the
Yeah,
point where,
yeah.
to the point. Remember, Jose, like I literally made a segment on a week on our show about me picking a new team to use my sports mulligan. Like that's how deep, really,
And
I dislike this team.
and I might be there with you if this time around if this regime doesn't work out, right? Because I don't think I can do another 10 years of this. So and the reason why we feel that way is because we love this team when they were good. That Derrick Rose team, you and I worked together. That's when we first met. We
We
were
had fun.
all in. We were in
Yeah,
love with this team.
100%, 100%, dude. And it just sucked. I mean, for obvious reason why we had this conversation countless times, right? It just sucked how that team really ended, and
Yeah.
how it ended, right? But I mean, it just sucks that like even in that time, like let's just go through that 10-year period, right? Because even after Derrick Rose, like the Jimmy Butler ran teams and stuff like that, like you can definitely see like you have that United Center kind of packed and everybody behind you. It's a different environment, like. I don't know if the owners really take their time to fully understand how impactful Chicago sports teams really are and how Chicago fans really are to impact the teams. Like, bro, we spoke about it for weeks when we were on the show when we went to the playoff game against the Packers. How truly invested and everybody really cared about that team or about the Chicago Bears in that playoff atmosphere, right? I
Yep.
mean, last year with the Chicago Cubs, we knew what the Chicago Cubs were 10 years ago when they won the World Series, and how crazy that atmosphere was. Hell, even through the first 4 or 5 years of the decade of 2010 with the Chicago Blackhawks, bro. I could care less about hockey. I joined the fucking bandwagon. I enjoy the fun because Chicago sports fans are ridiculous and they love their team. They deeply, deeply love their team. So, which
Yep.
is why I truly don't understand, like why the owners can't get that and why they don't want that. That's even extra fucking revenue for their well, not to all Chicago sports team, but most of the Chicago sports team can get the revenue um for having those extra playoff games, bro. Like it's just mind boggling to me, like how delayed and how far back some of these owners are, bro. And it just sucks, dude. It sucks.
I will admit, I was a big shit talker
Still
for
are.
the NBA lottery being rigged.
Still are.
Right. And I really do hope they rig it for Chicago. I'll take back everything I said. I'll take back everything I said. Do it for us.
do it for the shy, right?
They should know. Hey, they should know. Hey, Chicago is a sports town. Always leading attendance. Imagine if they have a good team, it's over with.
And that's the crazy part, bro. Like the fact that we know, like, I mean, obviously we know because we're in Chicago, right? But
Right, right.
but the fact is, like I don't know why they're blind to it. Like I don't understand why they don't see it, bro. Like we're crazy. We love our teams. Like
They do.
we're there. It's just I don't get it why they don't just make that effort to give us that satisfaction that our teams are just good enough to possibly win a championship. I think that's the thing right there. Good enough to possibly win the championship, I think should be just the bare minimum for these owners to give us something to cheer for, something to like.
Yeah. No, I mean, you and I both always, disagree about if the Bulls with Rose could have won a title, blah blah blah.
A hundred
But
percent.
but just be like you said, competing. They were for how many years number one in the East? They were for how many? They had the MVP of the league. They were winning playoff series. We made it to the Eastern Conference Finals that one year. Every time we faced Miami, it was a freaking dogfight. We would, and there
A
was a
hundred
year where
percent.
there was a year where we beat them in the series during the regular season. This city was alive, man. Like, and I agree
100%,
with you.
dude.
I agree with you. Yeah, you get that back, and imagine the Bulls and the Bears both being good at the same time. This city wouldn't be able to contain it. It'd be chaos.
As you can see, Jose, I'm setting up my studio. My computer finally decided to work. So, right now I am on getting this on. But no, yeah, dude, I completely agree with you 110%, bro. Like I genuinely do feel the same way too. Like we are crazy. We are loyal fans and we love our team to the very end. And that's what I laughed earlier in the on the show. Let's go PSG. I am going to. So, Jose,
Yeah, do your thing, do
tell
your
us
thing.
who we are, where you can find us, Jose, as I switch on over.
Yeah, you're listening to the Windy City Rundown here on Facebook. You can follow us on all our platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We're going to soon be back on Spotify very, very, very soon, so that way you guys can listen to our podcast in an audio version. But so yeah, so make sure to follow us though on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, so that way we can get a lot more likes and subscribers and followers and all that. So, the more you guys support us, the more we're able to do. So we appreciate it nonetheless. Eric is back with his beautiful setup. We're going to talk about his balls later on. I'm always excited for Eric's balls. So getting to talk about that should be really, 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 really fun. But we're talking about the Chicago Bulls right now and the fact that we have a new president of basketball operations. I'm optimistic that I'm naturally optimistic. So let's hope that continues, with the Chicago Bulls. Until they burn me, I'm going to sit here and support them. And they've been burning me for a lot, so I'm not. That's the only reason why we've been pessimistic the last few years. But we're going to be optimistic now that everything is out the window. We're starting fresh, starting new. Let's hope that they're able to do something. You know what I mean? Like right now, it's very new, very all preliminary. We have a good president of basketball operations. At least we know they're not going half-ass backwards like the Bears did for so many years. We got the president of basketball ops. Let's find the GM now. That way they can work in tandem. They should be finding someone very, very soon. That's why I'm glad Eric and we didn't. I don't know if you talked about this. I'm glad they found a president of basketball operations as quick as they did. They didn't drag it on saying, "Oh, they're going to interview this guy, interview this guy."
Oh,
It was
100%.
pretty quick and it was very under the radar. And it kind of has to be. Don't involve anybody else. You do your due diligence. You do what you got to do.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that to me, I like a lot because the draft is right around the corner. This season is almost done. We're in the playoffs. Soon after the playoffs
Right.
is the NBA draft. So you got to get this team assembled right away because you got to get your scouts out there. You got to get you got to get with your GM, whoever that's going to be, work in tandem. Start, you know, evaluating these college players that are coming out. Start evaluating what's coming out in free agency and build what you want to build. So
Yeah.
to me, kudos to the Bulls for doing what they did, getting it right away and kind of going under the radar because that to me is key.
No, you're absolutely right, Jose, and I do believe that I do believe like getting the guy under the radar from that's very unknown. I really I feel like that's probably like the best part about it, right? Or at least the
Yeah.
intriguing part about it is the fact that the dude is unknown or we didn't know where he came from. Obviously, there's top names out there like the Morris of the world and stuff like that that has already been there, done that, and I do believe that that should have probably been the route of somebody like a professional look, right? But then also at the same time, I kind of look at it the Chicago Bears, like in Ryan Poe. But the thing is, like Ryan Post came from the Kansas City Chiefs that already built a winning organization, right? He's been to the two worst teams in the NBA for the last 10, 15 years in the New Orleans Pelicans and also the Atlanta Hawks. So it's just kind of like I don't necessarily know or how to genuinely feel about him being the success or him being this guy. Yes, he's built, and within that time, he has had Anthony Davis and Zion Williams and a few runs in the playoffs with the New Orleans Pelicans. But it's just kind of like, I mean, it just kind of feels like he came from an organization that is still the same as the Chicago Bulls, hasn't done a lot of winning. So it's just, that's the only thing that's kind of bothering me a little bit with the new hire.
Yeah, but he wasn't the guy over there. So maybe, him saying, like, hey, I got experience being with these teams. So I got to see a lot of mistakes. I got to see a lot of what did work, what didn't work. The one thing I wish I had was that opportunity to be like, hey, this is what I would have done. This is me. We don't know how these interviews go. You know what I mean? If it was me, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you've been with New Orleans, you've been with Atlanta. Looking at New Orleans, these are two different teams. The Atlanta didn't make the playoffs this year. New Orleans did it. Like, what is it? Something that maybe you wish you could have done that you saw? You know what I mean? And he could have been like, "Oh yeah, I would have done this, I would have done that, blah blah blah." Right? Hindsight 2020, but who knows, right? This is the biggest thing is he's getting the opportunity here and now. So let's see what he can bring to the table. But the biggest thing is going to be who he works side by side with. The one thing about AK and Eversley is we never heard from Eversley. We didn't even know. I forgot how he looked. It was always AK on the mic. It was always AK talking.
I didn't even know who he was. I don't know who he
Right,
was.
right, and that's what I'm saying. So it's like I'm not saying we need to hear more from the GM this time around, but there has to be a good mix. You know what I mean? Like if you look at the Chicago Bears, and you guys are gonna get a lot of comparisons from the Bears from me and Eric because we feel like they were very similar in a way, but they kept getting in their own way. They weren't doing things the right way until they started to, and we're starting to see the fruits of that labor. So for the Bulls, right? If you look at the Bears, you hear from Kevin Warren, you hear from Ryan Poles, you hear from Ben Johnson. We need that with the Chicago Bulls. You know what I mean? You hear from George McCaskey whenever you need to. So it's good. It's good to finally hear Michael Reinsdorf, right? Good, but now give the reins to this guy. What's his name, Eric? Is it Graham?
Bryson Graham.
Bryson Graham. Thank you. So let's hear from Bryson Graham. Like I said, seems like a really cool guy. Let's do that. Whoever his GM is, let's hear from them because these guys should be the ones working hand in hand, getting us the players that we need through free agency, through the draft to build this organization up and get us to relevancy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, bro. I hear you. Now it's just the time and wait, and I think this is what we're looking for. This is what we've been waiting for. Just so hopefully somebody could come in and just do the job correctly, and hopefully let him do the job. Windy City Rundown here on Facebook and on YouTube, guys. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Like and share our shows on your Facebook page. Like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Help us to get to our goals for the end of the year. And we do, as always, appreciate the support. Caesar, no. We'll get to that conversation later. Going for PSG, my boys Arsenal in the Champions League final. Happy about that. I was going ballistic yesterday on their victory last night. So, May 30th, I got a date, May 30th, guys. I might be here, I might be at the Globe, I might be at Budapest, depending on where I'm at, bro.
Is it the same, the final, as the aggregate? Like 2 games?
No, it's just a one-off.
Really? Oh, that's
one-off.
exciting.
Yeah, it's a one-off game, so we'll see. Jose, the NFL released their strength of schedule, right? And the Bears got the 7th strongest schedule, or the second strongest schedule in
second
the
or 7th
NFL draft. How do you feel?
2nd or 7th?
7th. Sorry, I said 2nd. I meant 7th. My bad. The 7th strongest schedule in the whole entire NFL. They're in the top 10 of the strongest ranking in the entire NFL for next year's season, bro. How do you feel about that? I mean, obviously, it was going to come because of them having the first place schedule, being first place in the NFC North, right? All that stuff. So, I mean, is it what you expected? You expected to be in the top 5, top 10, or just in the middle, even though they had a number 1 schedule?
No, I mean, this is better. I mean, last year, didn't we have the toughest? You know what I mean? It's good.
Yeah, we did.
It's good to kind of, you know what I mean, have, I guess, a little bit of an easier schedule, but nothing's really easy in the NFL. You really don't know until you play these teams, right? It's like some teams. I don't think anybody last year, other than Bears fans, looked at the Bears and be like, "Oh, that's going to be a tough game to play." I'm pretty sure everybody circled that as a win. Other teams that were scheduled to play us last year, right?
Yeah,
so we're going to have teams like that this year. Teams that we look at, like I think, like the New Orleans Saints, they might be a better team. The New York Jets, they might be a surprising better team, right? We faced them this year. Who knows? Carolina Panther was a playoff team last year. They might have gotten better. They might have gotten worse. We really don't know. We're going based off the projections of what was last year. But the goal of every team going into the offseason is getting better. So right now, on paper, 7th hardest schedule. But, regardless whether it's the 7th hardest, 7th easiest, the Bears got to do one thing, and that's just, focus on the task at hand, win the game, develop your players, and we should be good. I do feel a lot better coming out of the draft than I did going into the draft because I was like, bro, I feel like in a way we got worse. But after the draft, I feel like okay, we filled up a lot of holes. So I would say there's definitely areas where we gotten way better. I'm not worried offensively anymore because of the things we did offensively. Defensively, secondary, I'm not worried anymore because of what we were able to do in the draft. And now it's just really just the defensive line we got to worry about, and hopefully we can
Yeah.
figure that out. But to answer your question, bring it on.
Yeah, so the easy schedules for this year, Jose. The top five easiest is the Detroit Lions, the New Orleans Saints, Cincinnati Bengals, the Cleveland Browns, and the New York Jets. The top five in the hardest schedule or the toughest schedules: the Arizona Cardinals, the Miami Dolphins,
Wow.
the Carolina Panthers, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Los Angeles Rams. And the Bears round off at 6, the Texans 7th, the Commanders at 8, the Giants at 9, and the Buccaneers round up the top 10 as the toughest schedules. And then the top 10 easiest schedules at number 6 is the Ravens. Eagles follow at 7, the 49ers at 8, the Colts at 9, and the Chiefs round up the top 10 of the easiest schedule throughout the whole entire NFL of next year's season, bro. So
Makes no
obviously, the
sense.
strength of schedule is based on the teams that you play that went into the playoffs or had a 500 record last year. That's how the strength of schedule. That's how they've mixed it up. If you didn't know, and then on top of that, you know it also relies on what place you fell in your division. So, for example, the Bears, who are first place in the NFC North, has a first place schedule, so they'll play against the first place team. I think we have the NFC West and the AFC South. We got the teams that were in first place in
No, we
that
got the
respective
AFC East.
division.
We have the
AFC
AFC.
East.
We have the AFC East, and I think the NFC South.
No, I know, but like but that one weird one game that we play against everybody, it's the number one team of that division and the number one team of the AFC division. Like that's how it's based off too as well. So, yeah, that's the only reason why we're in the top 10, one of the top 10 toughest schedules in the entire whole NFL. So, yeah, and the NFL releases next week. So next week's episode, we will be talking about the meathead conversation that we all have for our wins and losses for our beloved Chicago Bears, Jose, and that'll be next week. There's a super strong rumor, and it's very loud, and it might not even be a rumor anymore, that the Bears will play the first game of the NFL season on Thursday night in Australia, but be Wednesday night for us. So we might be watching the Bears on our day off at work.
I don't know.
Jose, for
I
next
heard
season.
that. I heard it might be
That's
the
the first game of the
Seahawks on
season.
Thursday. Who knows?
Well, yeah, it's Seahawks versus the Bears in Melbourne, Australia, for the first game of the season.
That makes no sense. Why would you
So,
do that? Why would you do that in Australia? Like that makes no sense.
oh, come on, Jose. I hear you. I get that, and I know where you're coming from. Like for us, it kind of sucks. For them, for the whole entire NFL, but the NFL, it going global or wanting to go global, Jose, is a reason why and then obviously it's just, yeah, you want to have the Super Bowl defending champions play the first game at home, to raise the banner, have that whole experience, so on and so forth. I know where you're coming from with that part, but I mean, it's just also a piss poor job from the NFL of actually doing that, right? Opening up the first game of the season. And I get it. First game of the season in Australia, a whole different country, 20 hours time
I
zone
don't think that's
difference.
gonna happen.
I get that. I hear that. But I mean, it's not worth it. But I mean, for the NFL to expand their game globally in a new place in a new country, I get it. I truly get it. They want to take out the best of the best. You in Australia, the Super Bowl defending champions, against what could be one of the best quarterbacks for the future, Caleb Williams, when the Chicago Bears are one of the most surprising teams last year too. So I mean, it's unfortunate, but I at least somewhat understand it.
Yeah.
You know, inconvenience for us, but convenience for the NFL. But at the end of the day, Jose, guess what? We're part of that trap. They are going to make money off of us watching this or watching the NFL like on a Wednesday night. Like we're gonna be, our eyes are gonna be popped on the TV for that. So it's like um it really doesn't matter. Like it yeah, look, I'm gonna give you some of the details that are right now. I mean, it's not that hard. I have the computer right in front of me. Season opener: the defending champions Seattle Seahawks are set to open the season at home on Wednesday, September 9, 2026. The international games are a record 9 international games are scheduled, including the 49ers versus Rams. Oh, never mind. It's not. Then why are they playing on a Wednesday? Week
Who?
one, Australia versus in Melbourne, Australia, the Rams versus the 49ers. That's already one of the
Yeah,
international games that's already
that's what I
included.
was gonna. That's what I was gonna tell you. Like, no, no, no. So they're gonna have a Wednesday game and then a Thursday game. The Thursday game will be obviously the Seahawks and whoever they play, and then the Wednesday game would just be a random. I guess
A
it's just
random. It's just
week one
weird.
game basically. Yeah,
Then I probably misunderstood everything.
yeah. So I think it's gonna be Seahawks Bears Thursday night.
Yeah,
But to open the season, it'll be Niners Rams.
interesting. Very, very interesting. But hey, at least it gives us an excuse not to watch the first game, not to watch the Rams because I am definitely not gonna watch no fucking Rams versus 49ers in Melbourne, Australia on a Wednesday. I got better things to do, you know. So that's just me. Jose, on to what we're going to talk about today. Up until the start of the NFL season or before the training camp, Jose and we're going to give you guys our top, obviously for the NFC North, our number 1 through 4, and then our top 5 in the NFC and the top 5 in the AFC today, and the NFC throughout our show. And Jose, today we are ranking the fun one. Might as well start off with a bang. Ranking the NFC North quarterbacks from number 1 to number 4. Obviously, this is just based on what we really believe, or if you want to do it based on stats, completely up to you. We're trying to do our best to take our biasness off of this, but in reality, this is not going to happen in this conversation for today, Jose. So let's start from the bottom up. At number 4, Jose, who do you have as the quarterback number 4 for the NFC North?
Easy, JJ McCarthy. JJ
Okay.
McCarthy, number 4. I don't know who else is their quarterback.
They also got Kyler Murray. They got him this offseason today.
How about this? All
I mean,
number
this
4,
offseason this year.
number 4, all Vikings quarterbacks. How about that? Doesn't matter if it's Kyler Murray. Doesn't matter if it's JJ McCarthy. Doesn't matter if it's Blake Bortles. Doesn't matter if it's Kirk Cousins. Doesn't matter if it's anybody. Kevin O'Connell. I don't care who it is. Number 4, Vikings quarterback.
Vikings quarterbacks. I love it. I love it. I'm with you on that. I think that one's probably the easiest one to get off the bat. I think whoever's the quarterback right now at the moment is the Vikings quarterbacks, whoever the quarterback is. Now, we can have that conversation, Jose, whether Kyler Murray is better than J.J. McCarthy, given the years of experience he has in the NFL and whatever lack of that J.J. McCarthy has. Probably the better talent in Kyler Murray over J.J. McCarthy. We can also have that J.J. McCarthy has been was looking better the last six to 8 games of the NFL season last year over what Kyler Murray's, recent NFL career has been in Arizona within the last 3 years. I mean, that conversation could be had back and forth of whatever the case may be. I think the only bright spot about that is that Kevin O'Connell is an offensive genius. But given that we don't know who the quarterback is for the Minnesota Vikings or who's it going to be by default, is why they're number 4. Jose, Who do you have at number 3?
Jared Goff, Detroit Lions.
Really? Jared Goff, huh?
Jared Goff, Detroit Lions.
Interesting.
You've seen a bit of a down year now that Ben Johnson is gone from that team. Still a good quarterback, still a great quarterback. But if we're talking about going into this year, what we think is 4 through 1, I got to see what he's able to do without Ben Johnson, because he still has the arm, he still has the weapons around him.
Mm-hmm.
But if the plays aren't there, if that game calling isn't there, he's not as good as he once was. Now, he did have a good year last year. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, another year, he's getting older. You know what I mean? Like, another year under this system, maybe he'll get better. But I saw a decline last year. So for me, he's number 3.
And for you guys watching us on YouTube and on Facebook, you can easily join us too as well. Put it on the comment section of who do you guys have ranked as your number 1 through 4 and the NFC North as quarterbacks. Right now, Jose has the Vikings quarterback at 4 and Jared Goff at number 3. I have the Vikings quarterbacks at 4, and I have Jordan Love at number 3 for me. This for the quarterback of the NFC North. And the only reason why I have Jordan Love for at number 3 for the NFC North, Jose, is simply because
I think he's probably the most overhyped, most overrated quarterback in the NFC North. And let me tell you why. And it's just, well, I guess it's a little bit of both the haterism that I have because I'm a Bears fan, but also at the same time, I also saw it with my own two eyes, and I see more of the Packers games than I do anybody else simply because of the regional that we're in, and we kind of watch a little bit more Packers games at that point. But what I really don't understand is like, where do people see this God give or this gift that Jordan Love has? Like, I don't see it. And the reason why I don't see it, Jose, did you know that ever since Jordan Love has been the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, they have not won the NFC North?
Hmm.
It's been the Lions and the Vikings within that time period since he's been the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. Did you also know that if it wasn't for that extra playoff seed, for adding into the mix, that the Green Bay Packers would have missed the playoffs? I think it's 5 out of the last 7 times because they have reached that height, or they have reached, or because they made the playoffs because of that position. And don't get me wrong, Jordan Love can have the numbers. He can have all the numbers in the world, right? I could care less. I personally, Jose, I truly 100% do not see what other people have. Like, I don't understand where people see why he's this top rated quarterback, that when I see him, I just see a very mediocre quarterback at the very least.
Yeah, you
At
know
the
what?
very least.
I think I was wrong there.
No, you're definitely wrong. But you
'Cause
already had
I'm,
Jordan Love at
I'm looking at
Jared
I'm
Goff
looking at
at 3, so you
stats.
can't change it.
I'm looking at stats, and I'm like, oh fuck, you know what? I think Eric's right, but I think this is overall.
I'm always right.
I think I'm inclined to put Jordan Love at 4. I mean at 3 instead of yeah. I'm switching. Jordan Love's my third quarterback.
Way to do the omission mid show after you give us your number 3. But Jose, like, bro, like, we saw him kind of collapse at that second half at the playoff game against the Bears and the Packers. Like, even you told me at halftime. What was the one thing you told me at halftime? Bro, it doesn't feel like this game is over. Aaron Rodgers would never had us feeling this way. Aaron Rodgers as the Green Bay Packers quarterback would have never made us feel like we're back, will have a comeback into the season, or into the game, should I say, right? Aaron Rodgers would never have that extra playoff spot to make sure he's in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers would have that NFC North kind of wrapped up, the last 2 games of the seasons, if that, right? To me, like, I don't see, nor do I understand where people outside see this mega talent in Jordan Love, when in reality he hasn't been that guy. He hasn't taken the Packers to the next step, and he hasn't, in my full honest opinion, hasn't really been the best replacement for Aaron Rodgers.
I
And
think
I know it's going to be hard to take over the reins of Aaron Rodgers, multiples MVP winner, Super Bowl champion, and stuff like that. But like I don't see that transition from MVP caliber Super Bowl winning quarterback to another potential MVP Super Bowl caliber winning quarterback.
I think what they're seeing is the quarterback rating. He's been really good since 2022. Quarterback rated at 112, then 96, 96, and 101. He's consistent. One of the issues is
bad.
One of the issues is, can he be healthy? He missed 2 games this past season. He missed 2 games this past season. Looking at his stats, only 3,300 yards, 23 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Right? Not horrible, but he had a quarterback rating of 101, which tells you what? Which tells you when he's on the field, he is consistent. He is a good player, overall player. I think what hurts him is the scheming. I don't think his coaching helps him. I don't think sometimes his players around him help him. And when it matters, he does make mistakes. But it's not much. It's not many mistakes. I think Jordan Love is a good quarterback. He was going to be my number 2 until I actually looked at Jared Goff's.
Until you listened to me.
No, it was more looking at Jared Goff's stats. I'm like, holy shit! I didn't realize this guy was this good last year. But that goes and tells you like how many Lions games I watched. I really didn't watch any last year, so I couldn't tell you. So that's on me for not doing my research. But 100% Jordan Love, I think, is a good quarterback. I think he could very well be the best quarterback in this division when healthy and when given the reins, the actual reins of the keys to the kingdom. I feel like even right now they don't trust him enough. But that's no fault to him. I just think the scheme around him isn't as good. So I think he can be a really good quarterback. I just don't think the overall success shows how good of a quarterback he is.
We both got Jordan Love at number 3. Jose kind of made that alteration, midway through the segment, but it's okay. It's okay. So Vikings quarterback 4, number 3, Jordan Love. Jose, who is your number 2 quarterback in the NFC North?
If we're looking at purely stats,
No stats. Go with your football knowledge, my guy. Who do you have at number 2?
You and I both know we're going to pick Caleb number 1.
No,
right?
Caleb's number 2 for me.
I'm inclined to almost say he's number 2, but no, I'm gonna put him in. That's the case. I'm putting Jared Goff number 2. Only because I think Caleb could be a better quarterback than Jared Goff this year. I think
100%.
Caleb is, Jared Goff has to work with everybody around him. If take the running game away from him, Jared Goff isn't as good.
Yeah.
Caleb, I think, could be good no matter what. So I'm gonna say Jared Goff only for that reason. But man, 4,500 yards, 34 touchdowns, 8 interceptions for Jared Goff. Crazy.
That's why Caleb Williams, to me, is the second best quarterback in this division in the NFC North. And the only reason why I'm saying Caleb Williams is the second best quarterback is I have to see it again. I have to see Caleb Williams prove to me that he can take that next level. Now, look, Jose and everybody out there, I know it's weird. Chicago Bears fan here picking Caleb Williams number 2, the best NFC North, second best NFC North quarterback in this division, if I could get my words correctly. But I need to see it again. And I think what kind of helps me this time around, Jose, is that he has the same offensive coordinator, the same head coach, the same play calling for the second year in a row. Last year was fun. Last year was great. Last year was probably one of the most memorable seasons we'll have of the Chicago Bears in our lifetime, right? We're always going to remember the 2025, 2026 Chicago Bears, right? But I need consistency. And I think if he proves it again, I need him to make those quick decisions. I need him to hit those nice easy passes. I need him less of the home run hit throw and more of like consistent passes. I don't mind the completion percentage. Like that to me doesn't really matter. I just need him to make those smart, rash, quick decisions to help him to take to the next level. Ben Johnson did a great job unlocking him, or it feels like he's unlocking him towards the second half of the second half of the season last year. So now I need Caleb Williams to kind of carry that on over and become better and better and better as the season progresses and the season goes on, and probably for the next couple of years. Look, I'm a stamp it right now, Jose, on May 6, 2026. Jose, like this partnership can be a partnership for 5 to 8 years, right? Because no partnership can in the NFL somehow can last more than that lifetime. But at the same time, Jose, I really do feel like these two together can actually take us to the next level. It's up to Caleb to take us to that level. But there's a lot of inconsistencies with Caleb Williams and his games and his throws and stuff like that. Most of it is not his fault. His wide receivers had to help him out on that part. But like the decision maker has to be quick, has to be better. But what's key is that he has to be consistent this year about it. So that's why, to me, Caleb Williams is the second best quarterback in the NFC North this year. To which Caleb, to you, is the number 1, correct?
Yeah.
No explanation? You need an explanation? No explanation?
No, just look at the tape. Number 1 for a reason.
I mean, I'm with you. I mean, look at the tape, and I can see that, baby. Big moments, Caleb Williams comes up and shines, bro. In big moments, Caleb Williams is there, bro. And I'm right with you. But to me, Jared Goff is that guy. Like, you just read his stats before I give him my answer. And Jared Goff, even without Ben Johnson, even without the play calling that he had for 3 years, 4 years, however long Ben Johnson was there, you can kind of see that was a little bit off a decline. But you just read off the numbers, you read off the stats, and he still has it. With the weapons around him, he still has that game in him to take him to that level, to give him the 4,000 passing yards and the multiple 20, 30 touchdowns and, less than 10 interceptions. Like, he still has that in him. He still plays this game at a top level. But it felt like even with all that being said, Jose, it just looked like it's not the same Jared Goff. It's still not the same Detroit Lions. And to where I feel like if it consistently comes at this again, Jose, like he's going to fall down this ladder pretty quickly to where Caleb Williams is going to take over as the number one quarterback in the NFC North. Maybe next year.
Maybe.
Barring injury.
Yeah.
Barring injury. So Jose and I, kind of the same, kind of similarities. We both picked the Vikings quarterbacks at 4, whoever it is. At number 3, we both have Jordan Love. At number 2, I have Caleb Williams. He has Jared Goff. At number 1, he has Caleb Williams. And I have Jared Goff. So that is the NFC North quarterback rankings for us for the Windy City Rundown. Guys, make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook and also on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and share on our Facebook page. We appreciate the love and support. Jose, what do you want to go? Do you want to go AFC or do you want to go NFC right now?
We can stick in the NFC. We can stay in the NFC.
All right, we'll stick to the NFC. Next week, we'll do the AFC. Jose, your top 5 NFC quarterbacks. Now, this is the whole entire NFC, right?
Top 5.
Top 5. Who's your number 5?
Are we including the NFC North, or we're just going to keep them out of it?
Are they in the NFC?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then yes, they're included too. They are included too. So who's your number 5?
All right, 1 second here. Okay, number 5. Okay. Number 5, believe it or not, Eric.
Believe it or
I'm
not.
going Baker Mayfield. Number 5.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Nice.
Number 5, NFC quarterback. Down year for Baker last year. 3,600 yards, 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He played all 17 games. But I think when Baker steps in, he has a good team around him. He's as good as anybody, man. He can be really good. Very exciting quarterback. So he has to be one of the 5 NFC. This is NFC, so he has to be top 5 NFC Baker for sure.
Okay. Number 5 for me, it's weird. He just won the Super Bowl, but I put Sam Darnold number 5.
Really?
I think Sam Darnold number 5. He's proven that he could do it in multiple systems. Like he kind of regenerated his career a little bit. From bouncing around from being the Jets to the Panthers to the Jets, and then become a backup. I forgot where. Minnesota, they gave him the opportunity. He shined there. He went to Seattle. Now he's a Super Bowl champ. Like that is a great success story. He's proven that he could go out there. He could become that top guy in the NFL. He is a Super Bowl champion. You got to give respect where respect is due. So to me, at number 5 is Sam Darnold. Jose, at number 4.
Number 4 for me, you know what's funny? My number 5 was going to be between Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, and I only went Baker. I know Sam Darnold just won a championship, but it's just it was tough. It was tough to kind of put him there because, I think that defense carried. Don't get me wrong, Sam Darnold had 4,000 yards, 25, 40. He did his thing. Yeah. But I just think take that defense away. Can he do it? I don't know, right? But he was number 6. He's number 6.
I hear you.
Number 4, I have Dak Prescott.
Nice.
That was, don't crucify me, guys. I know a lot of people might think Sam Darnold's a better quarterback, but what he was able to do last year on that team, man, 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns.
I hear you.
With George Pickens, and CeeDee Lamb, and then the tight end there with these guys were cooking, man, cooking. Yeah. You put him on the Seahawks, they're still winning the championship. So Dak Prescott for sure for me, number 4. Respect. I think he revitalized his career last year, and I think he could be just as good this year going into 2026.
Nice. That's a good number 4. Ironically enough, Jose, I'm gonna put Jared Goff at number 4 for me. Again, to me, he's still the best quarterback in the NFC North for a reason. You can tell by the numbers that you read off to us earlier on why he's still the top quarterback in the NFC North. I personally will have him still the number 4 quarterback in the NFC. But again, the same feeling that I have about him can have another off year, what feels like another off year for Jared Goff. He could easily fall off the top 4 or the top 5 into the top 10 and maybe possibly even outside the top 10. but he has proven that he still can be that quarterback. He just needs a little bit more to help him out, a little bit more healthy on that side, and probably the team to be a little bit more cohesive defensively. They were abysmal last year too as well. He did a lot of, kept us in the game offensively last year. To me, I still see Jared Goff as a top 5 quarterback in the NFC. To me, he is number 4. At number 3, Jose, who do you got?
I have Jared Goff number 3. I have Jared Goff number 3.
That's crazy you say that because he's not your number 1 in the
NFC. Exactly. What should tell you who's my top 2. So number 3,
wild, bro.
Jared Goff, number 3 quarterback. You've already explained it. I've already explained why he was number 2 in the division. And since we're there, if you want to know who my number 2 is, it's the Iceman, baby. It's the Iceman, Caleb Williams. Number 1 in my division, number 1 in your hearts, and number 2 in the NFC for me is the Iceman, Caleb Williams. I think he's going to be. I think this year is just a stepping stone for him, Eric. I think last year was his coming out party, and this year is where he solidified himself as one of the top 3, if not top 2, QBs in the NFC and in the league. So Caleb Williams to me is my number 2. Yes, I'm a homer. I'm wearing a Bears hoodie. I'm wearing a Bears hat. What do you expect?
I don't even know what number I'm at right now. I think what number what 3?
2.
Number 2?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, number 2. Number 2 for me, Dak Prescott. I still feel like he's the man. I really do feel like Dak Prescott can take a team if it's correctly built and if he stays healthy. He still has them in it. He was in MVP consideration. Huh?
Was that number 3 for you?
Number 2, no.
Number 2 for me.
I forgot to write these down.
You had number 5. You had Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
And number 4, I think, is Jared Goff. So yeah, I think you need your number 3.
So yeah, number 3. Yeah. Crap. Now I lost my position. What I was gonna say. No, I'm sorry. Shit. No. 4, 5 Sam Darnold. 4 Jared Goff. 3 was. I'm sorry. I messed up. 3 was Brock Purdy. I think if nice. Yeah, 3 is Brock Purdy. And I think Brock Purdy is number 3 to me simply because if everybody's good around him or like if everybody's healthy, if he has a healthy team, he could take us. And I seen it firsthand and I witnessed firsthand, even with the depleted offense he had against us, the Chicago Bears, and everybody ran rapid through the Chicago Bears defense. But yeah, he's still putting himself in position to still be that guy. Like he has shown flashes throughout the season. Like if he has a good team, he has a good team around him. And even with his backups, he's still shown that he's a very good quarterback at number 3. It's crazy for me to say this, but I feel like he has peaked and we're probably going to get 1, maybe 2 more years of Brock Purdy in his top playing level. And then the fall off comes off. I don't know if it's because of Kyle Shanahan still keeping him up there. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like somehow, some way that team is just like on its last string. And the moment that Brock Purdy starts falling off, that team falls off. So I got Brock Purdy at number 3. Number 2, I have Dak Prescott for obvious reasons. Number 1, until you change my mind, Matthew Stafford is still that dog, and he is the number 1 quarterback in the NFC. Yes, I have 3 out of the 4 NFC Northwest quarterbacks in my top 5 for obvious reasons. I think that's the best quarterback class in the NFC throughout the whole entire division. Matthew Stafford, another MVP. He can get us there. I mean, we saw him kind of not ran rapid, but the Bears got to him. But at the end of the day, he still delivered. He won the Super Bowl last year, MVP this year. I mean, up until I see a decline, I don't see a decline in Matthew Stafford's game anytime soon, especially with Sean McVay as his head coach. I don't see no downfall quickly. Yes, he's up there. Yes, they felt like they drafted his backup replacement already in this past draft, but until I see with my own 2 eyes, Matthew Stafford right now at this very moment, Jose, he is my number 1 quarterback in the NFC.
Yep, I agree.
So that's it. Next week, we're going to do the AFC quarterbacks. A little bit more fun. We're also going to do the wide receiving class for the NFC North too as well. We're going to break this down on top of the NFL release party. On the comment section, I see here, Tony, what's up, man? Good to see you. He said, I'm sorry. Come on, PSG. Get into it.
I'm going to stay quiet when it comes to that. I'm gonna stay quiet. Karma always bites me in the ass. I'm gonna stay quiet. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna support my boy Eric, but just know that if Arsenal loses, I'm gonna be talking shit. So
You know what? I look.
I'm gonna be happy and congratulate you when they win, and then I'm gonna talk so much shit if they lose. So either way, you know what I mean?
I know it's gonna be weird for me to say this, right? It's gonna or a little awkward. We have this conversation, the soccer conversation here on the Windy City Rundown, right? Although I should bring the EAFP and talk nothing but soccer for the next couple of weeks since the World Cup is right around the corner. Jose, I feel or I do believe like if we win the Prem, I think the Champions League is just like the cherry on top. And if I don't get the cherry on top of my championship Sunday, Jose, then I'll be okay because I'm gonna enjoy my Sunday regardless without the cherry. Um, yes, we faced against PSG on the 30th of May in Budapest. Am I excited? 100%. My team's in the Champions League final for the second time in their history. So, hell yeah. This is going to be my second time watching them. Am I worried? I think what I seen today was probably kind of more of a, like, okay, PSG can play both games. Last week we saw probably one of the greatest games in Champions League history, probably maybe in soccer history, depending on how far back your knowledge is on the sport. And and they can come at you at all phases, right? And I really do feel like them being at home last week was the reason why they could go out and play there and have the pressure of the fans on top of Bayern Munich. Today was a whole completely different type of game, and they can literally lock down if they get that early goal advantage. They can literally lock down and have a defensive display and get you on the counterattack because we're Cavada with Dembele and with Doué on top of those three, like they could do run rapid, and with Vitinha in the middle controlling the game. Anything can happen, and that counter that team is very, very deadly. But I also see the PSG of last week where they could just give up anything at any given moment. And Arsenal, they're very meticulous with their attack. I know it could be boring sometimes, and sometimes that hits it, and it frustrates me too as well, Jose, and how meticulous they want to be when going on top. But, I mean, even though we won 1-0 on yesterday, and then 3-0 over the weekend against Fulham. Like I still believe like this team, if you give them the opportunity to open spaces, they will attack you. It's just can they put it away? And the emergence of Saka coming back from his injury, and Victor Gyökeres just playing his game and literally raising up his level for the past couple games. I'm confident in my team, but right now the most important thing is Sunday, 11:30 or 10:30 against West Ham. Try to still get that 8-point advantage before they play City on Monday, or City plays on Monday or Saturday. 5-point advantage, whatever the case may be. I forgot. I don't have the schedule right in front of me, so I really don't know. But still keep that lead against Manchester City. Have them face that pressure, and man, hopefully next week Saturday, bro, I can enjoy my championship victory. If Manchester City just slips one more time and we beat Burnley and it's over, bro. Like that's all I care about. Like winning the Prem. I've never seen them win the Premier League. I want to see them win the Premier League. And yeah, no, Arsenal all the way to the final Champions League, May 30th. It will be pretty exciting, man. I'm happy. I'm excited. Yesterday I celebrated. A little almost tears in my eyes. I'm not gonna lie to you. With a lot of emotion. But definitely a lot more emotions on the 30th if we fulfill that prophecy, not fulfill the prophecy, but fulfill that goal of winning the Champions League. But the Prem is important right now. The Prem is important right now.
If you had to choose between the two, you would rather get the Prem?
I'd rather get the Prem. The Prem.
Now,
and I know the Champions League is the biggest competition or the biggest European competition in Europe, and I understand that 110%. I get that, but I think the Premier League of not winning it in 20 some odd years, the build that we have had from Wenger to Emery, and then the rebuild that Mikel Arteta has done since he took over in 2020, and where he is today, bro, like he just united the fans and the club together. So to me personally, right now the Prem is important. I get it. The Champions League, the La Orejona is the biggest accomplishment in European soccer. I don't have to argue about that right now, but right now in the state, how my team is or where my team has been in the last couple of years, it's the Prem. The Prem is more important right now.
That's your opinion, right?
Right, 100%. I get the conversation. I know where you're gonna
Yeah,
go.
I'm not gonna sit here and argue, right? I'm not gonna argue that because to me, like, I get what you're saying. Like it's been a while since I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
Will it be the biggest championship any one of your teams has ever won? Like would you feel like I remember when the Cubs won in 2016, you fell to your knees and you cried.
Yeah.
Will you have this type of emotion
In
if
a
they
way,
won either one of these?
kind of similar. Kind of similar in that aspect, right?
What if they win both? Would you sit there and cry?
Woo, nah, bro. If don't tell me if they win both, because if they win both, bro, then I feel like Mexico could win the World Cup this upcoming World Cup, my guy.
Well,
Don't
Eric,
give me that.
it's very possible.
But
But
it's
it's
very
very
possible.
possible.
It's very
You have
possible.
you legitimately have a 50-50 chance of winning both.
100%. 100%. I
You can talk about it now because it's that much of a chance. It's either you or Man
Yeah.
City for the Premier League, and it's either you
and
or PSG for the
for the
It's
Champions League.
50-50 for both.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
literally-
I mean, the odds are more in our favor for the Prem than is the
Yeah,
Champions League for sure.
100%,
100%. If you tell me if I could witnessing Arsenal win the Prem and the Champions League in the same year, man, you know what? I think, fuck, yeah, bro. For sure, just simply because of the sport that I've been playing since I was 5 years old and grew up, and I watched my team that my parents grew me up in watching America, and you know, seeing them win so many multiple championships. I cried my first two, and then I literally celebrated when they didn't win it like 5 years or 6 7 years, however long it's been since 13 to, you know, whatever. Yeah, I celebrated my ass off on that one for other reasons. But yeah, no, bro. If you tell me Arsenal can win the Champions League and the Prem, yeah, bro. Like I would find a way to somehow raise up the money, get a loan, go to London, and be a part of that parade, bro. Like it would be. I would probably shed a couple tears or two, maybe even more than that, if they win both. Definitely, if they win the league, I would definitely shed a tear. If they win the Prem, if they win the Champions League, maybe another one will come along right with it. So. But if Mexico wins the World Cup, whatever the Arsenal did this past season, Mexico will eclipse it, and I would be crying like a little fucking baby straight out of the womb if Mexico ever wins the World Cup, bro. Like, and no matter what age, that will be me. So, yeah, you know, 2 weeks of overstimulating emotions. I guess that's the new verb of nowadays in today's world, Jose. So yeah. 2 weeks, 3 weeks of just anxious waiting whether we could become champions or not. So I'm excited. I'm happy for my team.
Fuck Liverpool. Piss me off this year.
Sorry, bro. I mean,
I love it. That's my team, but man, they piss me off. It's okay. We're defending champions. We'll see what happens, man.
not for long. You could stop saying that now, bro. That's over with.
Nah.
That's over with.
Until someone else raises the trophy, we're still defending.
That's over with, my guy. That's over with. You know what, Jose? I think you prompted me to bring back my soccer podcast. I will be giving out dates for it. We'll talk about a little bit more of the Champions League leading up to, and especially now the World Cup is coming around the corner in June for the United States, Canada, and Mexico. I got the World Cup balls right here, right next to me. I got the 2006 Team Geist one from Germany, the 2010 Jubilani. These two are probably everybody's favorite soccer balls to play with and to be part of. And like both World Cups have so much memorable moments. Obviously Italy, Germany in the semifinal, Italy scoring the game-winning goal against Germany in Germany to knock them off, them winning the eventual World Cup. The 2010, I think we saw like a very dominant, super dominant Spain team, and they were in their prime years of just winning the Euros in 2008. They went on what is it, an 8-year spring, 10-year spring of winning the Euros in 2010, or the Euros in 2008, the World Cup in 2010, and the Euros again in 2012. Like that was probably the most dominant national team we've seen in front of our eyes. I mean, you could think about all the goals from this ball that came out because of the way of the movement. You could talk about this ball and like its memorable moments and the design of it. And honestly, Jose, like a lot of people don't know this, but for the first time in Adidas since they did the collab with the World Cups, they actually had like the logos on here for the World Cup. So like from 2006, they have the Germany logo, and same for the South Africa one. And from 2008 to the present day, bro, as you can see, they have the logo for the World Cups on them. So yeah, that's a new addition to those World Cups for that one, bro. But yeah, from here on out, Jose, from these on out, I've probably played with every single soccer ball that you'll see right here in front of me. I own two of them. I had three of them. Actually, I had four of them. This one got deflated. The one in 2014 that I'll show next week, they lost it. And then I got the red one for the Russia one, and I have the Qatar one. So, let's play with Eric's balls. Hell yeah, 100%. But yeah, that's the World Cup, bro. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for everything. Like, I think finally we're seeing the time of year where the leagues are all wrapping up and the World Cup is right around the corner. So I know I rambled on. Soccer podcast coming soon. I will give you guys the dates. Hopefully you guys join us. Maybe do it once, maybe do it twice a week. We'll see how it goes. But definitely when the World Cup is right around the corner, you'll see it on multiple times a day, and maybe I'll keep up with it throughout the whole entire soccer season of next season. So we'll see how it goes. Jose, any last words? Liverpool? Yeah, you're going?
Oh, yeah. I'll be there. I'll be at Liverpool against Leeds FC, whatever they're called. Leeds United.
Yeah, Leeds United.
In Soldier Field, August 2nd. So do not do your bachelor party that weekend. It have to be the weekend after. And then, yeah, I bought the tickets already. So
hell yeah, 100%. Happy for you, bro.
100%.
Windy City Rundown here on Facebook and on YouTube. That is Jose Contreras. I am Eric Avila. Next week's show, we'll talk about the wide receiving core in the NFC North on top of the NFL schedule that will probably be released little by little at that time. We will give you our meathead conversation, the meathead conversation of all the sports and doing the win losses for the Chicago Bears next week. Breakdown of another World Cup balls that we're going to have leading up to the World Cup in 2026 here in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. And then see if by then the Bulls have make any noise. The Cubs and the White Sox, obviously right now on top gear. Cubs in first place. The White Sox half game behind first place in the AL Central, a very weakened division that's now up for grabs. And I think we might, Jose, maybe we might talk about baseball playoffs for both Chicago teams. Playoffs. So definitely for sure. We'll hit on to the baseball next week. The Chicago Blackhawks. Connor McDavid probably coming to the Blackhawks. That's a huge.
Everybody's gonna want Connor McDavid. I hope, like, if that were to happen, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see. A lot more to get into. The Windy City Rundown. You follow us on all our social media platforms. We are going to put out more of our conversations out there, so just make sure you follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. Like and subscribe on our YouTube page. Like and share on your Facebook page for us, for your friends, for your family. We appreciate the love and support for Tony, Caesar, everybody else on our chat. We will do better next week on that time. Jose, as always, hit that outro. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.